Welcome to Should You Platinum, a show where I talk about a game I've recently got the platinum in and share my experience of the platinum journey and whether or not I think you should platinum it. Today I'm going to be talking about a hidden gem on the PS3 and 4, and that is of course Vanquish from Platinum Games. So, should you platinum Vanquish? Well, if you were to ask most people who have played the game that question, I think their answer would be
oh, hell no!
Or if they've tried to platinum Vanquish themselves, they may say something like this.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
You see, most people would rate Vanquish a 9 out of 10 for platinum difficulty for the simple matter of a single trophy, the Tactical Challenger trophy, for beating all 6 of the game's combat challenges, as these are really fucking hard, and normally they would be right with this difficulty rating, but thanks to one small mistake by the developer, a simple and easy to do exploit turns those challenges and the rest of the game's trophies into a cakewalk, allowing you to breeze through hard mode without dying, and more importantly, take down all of those tactical challenges with pretty much ease, as the platinum difficulty has gone from a 9 out of 10 and dropped all the way down to about a 5 out of 10 difficulty, to be honest, because with this glitch, everything is just easy. So now I'm going to quickly show you what the actual exploit is that will make this platinum a lot easier. So the trick to this challenge and all the other challenges is to use the infinite EMP grenade glitch. So basically, all you need to do is throw all 3 of your EMP grenades so you've run out, and then always have your grenades with you. So at least if you have 1, you can do the glitch, but it's best to try and keep 3 for as long as possible. So you select the grenade and then go to throw it, and then as Sam's throwing it, you switch to the empty EMP grenade, and it will still throw the grenade, but then it turns into an EMP grenade, allowing you to just spam infinite EMP grenades, which will stun every single enemy in the area pretty much. So you're free to just spam them and then shoot the enemies while they're stunned, and then follow it up with even more EMP grenades. And doing that, honestly, turned this 9 out of 10 platinum difficulty into like a 4 or 5 out of 10 difficulty. It's made it go from the hardest trophy and hardest platinum I've ever earned to one of the easiest in one fell swoop. Okay, so with that explained, let's get on with the rest of the episode. So in total, there are 51 trophies to collect in Vanquish, allowing you to earn 42 bronze, 5 silver, 3 gold, and of course 1 shiny platinum trophy. Now, it took me between 10 and 15 hours to get everything in the game, and that was across 2 playthroughs of the campaign, and then multiple runs of the 6 combat challenges, as well as then a bit of chapter select to mop up any trophies that I had missed. So the first step for me was to complete the game on normal without dying while getting all the collectibles and trying to get as many of the act-specific missables that I could. So the first thing you want to do is go to the training option on the title screen and then just complete all of the basic combat training. So while this is an easy trophy, I'm just going to talk about the beating the game without dying. So if you do ever die when you're doing your run, never select continue, just exit to the title screen every single time and then resume from the title screen. That way your death counter won't go up. You'll see the death counter at the end of every level you complete, so you can easily keep track of it and see if it goes up. So just simply beating the story mode will unlock a bunch of trophies for beating each of the 5 acts in the game, and whenever you beat an act, you will also unlock one of the tactical challenges for you to play, but you can do these at any time separate from the story, as they have their own challenge menu on the title screen. After beating the 5th act, you'll unlock the End to Major Combat Operations bronze trophy for clearing that one, and because you've beaten all of the stages on any difficulty, you'll also unlock the Silver Survivor trophy for your troubles. So if you've followed my guide and you're doing the trick with resetting to the menu screen every time you die and then resuming from the title screen, you will have managed to have then beaten the game technically without dying, so that will unlock you a nice gold trophy. So as I mentioned, in this first run, you'll also want to go for the game's only collectible trophy, which requires you to find all 112 of these golden Oscar-looking Pangolin statues. So this is the only collectible in the game, and it isn't actually missable because you can go back in chapter select or in other playthroughs and mop up the ones that you've missed. And except for 1-1, there are 4 Pangalos statues hidden in every chapter. So yeah, some of them are really awkward and hard to see, and some of them are on bullshit moving vehicles that you only have a couple of seconds to shoot before they fly past you. So yeah, you'll definitely need a guide to just find all of these, because they can be just tucked away in corners on ledges in what you think is just the background scenery of the level, and just hidden in really hard to find sections of the levels. So yeah, you'll definitely want to use a video guide to just be able to find all of the ones that you need, because I think when I went through and just naturally I barely found any of them. So yeah, just be aware of those. But once you find all of them, you'll get the best of all possible worlds silver trophy. So the story mode also has some act-specific trophies that you can only do in certain sections of the game. So the first one here is the ended up working out nicely trophy, which requires you to make sure no one escapes during this chase sequence. Just basically just shoot and destroy every single robot that you can see on these vehicles. So make great use of the red barrels and just use your best weapons that you just happen to have on you, and just try and take them all out as quickly as possible. If you don't manage to get it on your first attempt, you can always just restart the chapter and do it again. So another one that we have to do in Act 3-2 is to defend the statue. So there's a large Pangalos statue in the middle of this area, and you have these big tanks that come in, and if they get too close they'll just destroy the statue, so you just want to try and take them out as quickly as possible. Hopefully you've got the rocket launcher on you, and you just shoot the back of the tank for its weak spot, and just take out all the golden robot enemies that are in the area as well, because they also count towards this trophy. So once everyone's destroyed, you'll unlock the Miscellaneous trophy. Another missable one is in the Act 3, where you have to protect the friendlies, and this will give you the Guardian trophy. So you just get on these mounted turrets and you just have to take out these vehicles that are slowly coming towards your friendly troops. Now I think the people on the ground can die, but it's more they can't destroy the big vehicles that you have. So if you manage to take them out before they destroy all those, you'll get the Bronze Guardian trophy. Another easy one, but it is easily missed when playing through. In Act 3-7, we can get the Hurry the Fuck Up trophy for destroying 5 or more of the enemy ships that are flying around. So once again, it's another turret section. So just hop on one of these and just destroy the vehicles as quickly as possible. A little tip, if you go for the pilot at the front of the vehicle, you can take them out a lot quicker. This one shouldn't really give you too much trouble, and you'll probably just end up getting it as you naturally play through the story in your first run. In Act 4-1, we can get the Civil Disobedience trophy. So in this section of the level, the AI teammates who you're with will run into a lift, and they'll start to tell you to come into the lift to progress with the story. But what you want to do is you want to stay outside here where you get ambushed, and a load of enemy robots will run through the grass to try and get you. So if you just stay there and shoot those for a while, and then eventually go into the lift, you'll get that trophy. In Act 5-1, you have to destroy this buzzard enemy before it jumps down onto the ground level with you. So what you want to do is basically get on the turret and take its health down to just around half, and then jump off the turret and stun the enemy with the EMP grenades to keep it up there. So you can make use of the EMP glitch here to keep it up there, and then just jump back on the turret to take it out. And then remember to just jump off and throw more EMP grenades if you're a bit slow shooting it, and you'll easily get that trophy. So with step 1 complete, you may have also unlocked some other random trophies along the way. So I'm going to stick all these here in the video because these aren't ones where I really need to go into too much detail. So first up is the Flight or Fight trophy. This is probably the first trophy you'll ever get in the game. So basically it just requires you to trigger the manual AR mode, which is your slow-mo focus when you're aiming, and then just kill a robot during the slow-mo. So as soon as you do that, you'll get the Fight or Flight trophy. Easy. Really, really easy. The next up is another bronze trophy called Hello Nurse, which is a brilliant Animaniacs reference there. So this one just requires you to heal a teammate. So throughout the game story, you'll often be with AI companions, and you'll often find that they get knocked out and shot down, and you'll see this green circle with a sort of first aid cross symbol on it. So once you see that, just scoot up to that enemy, that teammate rather, and just heal them with the button. Next up we have Robots Tend to Blow Up, and this is a trophy that requires you to get 3 kills with 1 grenade. So there's always a load of robot enemies that are just clustered together, and you'll always find the pickups for grenades, so you can just use them willy-nilly. You don't need to sort of save them for particular sections. So just throw a grenade and kill 3 enemies with that single grenade, and you'll get the Robots Tend to Blow Up trophy. Another bronze trophy that's quite easy is the Home Run trophy, which just requires you to shoot out a missile that's come towards you. So a lot of the bigger enemies will have rockets that sort of fly towards you, and you'll hear it because it will go like and just go into slow-mo and shoot them out. It doesn't have to be the big enemy like this. There are some of the smaller but bulkier robots that will do it as well, and that's just one that you'll get naturally, I'm pretty sure. Next up we have a bronze trophy called Adrenaline Rush, and this just requires you to get 3 kills in a single manual AR. So it's best done on the smaller, weaker red robot enemies that you can see here, and just trigger the AR whatever way you like best, whether it's just rolling and aiming or jumping over a bit of cover and doing it that way, and you'll just easily get that on, just naturally playing through. It's not one you have to really worry about at all. Another easy one is the bronze short circuit trophy, and this just requires you to get 10 kills after stunning an enemy with an EMP. So it doesn't have to be one single EMP stun, which is a grenade that you throw. It's just a cumulative over time. So throw a grenade. Once you see them all stunned, they have that sort of electric shock sort of effect going on them, and then just shoot them. And once you do that for 10 times, you'll get the trophy. There's another bronze trophy you'll probably get called Romanov This, and that just requires you to melee kill one of these Romanov enemies that you can see on screen here. So they have the sort of the big tank things on their backs, and they'll often have big weapons in their hands. So whether it's like a flamethrower that you can see here. So all you need to do is just kill it with your EMP. So I like to do the slide move because that just takes a big chunk of their health off, and upon doing it for the first time you'll get that trophy. Next up is the bronze trick shot trophy, which requires you to get 3 kills with 1 RPG's splash damage. So I did it on this tunnel section fairly early on in the game. Once you take out these big like spider type things, they drop a load of smaller enemies, and that's just an easy way to kill multiple enemies with a single rocket, because they're quite weak. And yeah, I got it without really trying here, because I was just trying to focus on the bigger thing, and I got all the smaller ones. There's another trophy of getting 10 melee kills called Going In for the Kill. So to do a melee kill, you just have to run up to an enemy and press circle, but once you do this it will overcharge your suit and it leaves you quite vulnerable. So I definitely recommend just doing this on a bunch of the weaker red robot enemies, because there is like a cooldown that'll take a while for you to get your suit back and be able to do slow-mo. Also note that you can also get this during the combat challenges, so yeah, a lot of these trophies you can do in there as well. The bronze gun runner trophy just requires you to get and scan all weapons. So playing through the game you'll often find the weapon locker pickups, so just pick them up and swap them out with weapons you have. You can then just replace them back with the weapon you want to keep if you don't like the new weapon. And once you do all of the weapons you'll get the trophy, and again I got this during one of the challenges because I was just picking up all the weapons from the lockers there to use them in the challenges, so it's one you'll just naturally get. The brutality bonus requires you to remove the arms and legs of a Romanov and then kill them with a melee hit. So you just shoot the weak points basically on their arms. You use like the heavy machine gun and it will just tear them off. It won't actually kill them, but it will damage them, but it won't kill them outright. So once you tear them off, you'll just see them crawling along the floor, just absolutely useless at this point, and then just kill them to get the trophy. And I didn't even melee him then, so I don't know why I got that trophy, but yeah. Anyway, the bronze home run god trophy requires you to just shoot and destroy 10 missiles that have been shot at you. So again, it's a follow-on from that earlier trophy, and one that you'll probably likely get just without realising it. There's plenty of opportunities in the game where enemies will shoot big rockets at you, like this section here with the turrets. It's an easy place to get a bunch very quickly. So the Bronze King of the Hill trophy requires you to max out a weapon. So whenever you pick up a weapon and you find duplicates on the floor, if you've got full ammo, it will actually level up the weapon. Likewise, if you find them in lockers or these green upgrade cubes that certain enemies drop when you kill them throughout the story, as long as you select that weapon, once you pick it up, it will upgrade the weapon you have selected. So just do that until you max out a weapon. I went for just the basic assault rifle, heavy machine gun and the shotgun weapons and maxed out those first, because they're the ones you're going to use a lot. This trophy here, this bronze trophy, requires you to get 2 kills with 1 LFE shot. So this is that ball of plasma that sort of pushes enemies back. So just line up 2 enemies with it, shoot them, and then you'll easily get that kill. It can be those small robots. The red robots are brilliant for trophies because they're just ultimate cannon fodder in this game. But I'll unlock the 2 birds 1 stone trophy. The bronze Death Wish trophy just requires you to get 3 kills while in a single automatic AR, which I think is just when you get damaged so much and it automatically takes your suit into that critical sort of level. So again, this is one that will happen naturally when you're playing, because you'll just naturally take damage quite a lot when playing, so there'll be plenty of opportunities to do this, and it just easily get 3 kills and you'll get that trophy. So, following on from an earlier trophy, the Knight in Shining White Armour requires you to heal 20 friendlies. So, once you've done that 20 times, you'll get the trophy. So yeah, again, there's always AI companions, and you'll often find they get taken out by the enemies. So as soon as you see that green circle, just quickly slide over to them to heal them with the square button, I think it is. But do it quick, because sometimes they can die or other teammates can heal them. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunities there. So that was all the MISC trophies that I got when playing through on my first run. There are more, which I'll discuss later on in the video, but for now I want to talk about step 2, and that is just playing through the game again on hard mode. So you want to go to new game and do it that way. Don't do chapter select, because there's a good chance that these trophies will glitch out on you. So just start a new game. You'll still have all your challenges unlocked, so you haven't got to worry there. So upon beating the game on hard, you'll unlock a trophy for beating all the acts, but you'll also get a trophy for every time you beat an act on hard. So you'll get a bunch of trophies here for this difficulty. Hard mode isn't that bad, especially after you've already played through the game once. You'll know what to do, you'll know where the enemies are. It doesn't seem to add more enemies, it just means you take less damage and maybe they take a bit more damage to take out, but on the whole it's not too bad. The only place I really struggled was probably the final boss, but if you just use the EMP glitch, it'll make hard mode a breeze, to be honest, and you'll easily get all of those trophies there. First up is the Flash King of the Impossible, and this was the final trophy I needed on the PS4 version, and I remember it giving me a bit of trouble back on the PS3 version as well, so I think there's definitely something up with this trophy, as it just seems really stubborn and it kind of refuses to unlock a lot of the times. So in order to get it, you need to get 4 kills at the same time with 1 shot of the lock-on laser, which is easier said than done, because I was trying to do this throughout the game's story when I was playing through doing my collectibles run, so I was always aware of it. But the problem is, you can't determine which enemies the lock-on lasers will lock onto. It's all done automatically. Even if you're pointing at 4 enemies, it might just go on to 2 or 3 of them instead. So that's always a bit of an issue, and even when you do get it on 4 separate enemies, a lot of the times some of them will die sooner than others as they're closer to you, so it's not always at the same time. I thought this section here would be a perfect spot for it, as all of those red robots stay in place so you can easily hit them, but try as I might, I could never kill 4 at the same time. So eventually I settled on this section of one of the other levels after looking up a guide, as in this tunnel you get these large creatures. When you destroy those, they'll drop a load of little spider type enemies, and you can just shoot those with the lock-on laser, and they will die with one hit of the laser, so they're easy to kill. You just have a bit of randomness as to whether you'll find a lock-on laser in one of the chests, so you might have to restart this section a few times, and be careful of going further into the tunnel, because you'll get another checkpoint and lose the area that you were in with those enemies. But even with this technique of using it on these smaller, weaker enemies, I still struggled to actually kill 4 at the same time, because again, the lock-on laser just has a mind of its own and locks onto whatever the hell it wants, even if it does it multiple times. So I was constantly restarting the section to try it again and again and again, and even when I did eventually get it, it didn't really feel like I did it, because there was other times where I got better shots off where I didn't get the trophy, and it's just, yeah, I think there is definitely something up with this trophy, because it just seems really finicky and it has to be really spot on. I mean, if I fire it at 4 enemies and all 4 of them die, I should get the trophy. It shouldn't have to be within a split second of each other. Fuck's sake. So now I'm going to talk about other MISC trophies, act-specific ones, and combat weapon trophies. First up is the Old Lang Sing trophy, which requires you to destroy 2 enemy robots who have been distracted by a cigarette. So when you're in cover, you can push in the analog stick and you'll actually start smoking a cigarette, and you think it's just a bit of a kooky sort of Easter egg, but it actually acts as a distraction, because after Sam finishes smoking it, he'll throw it and the robots will see that heat signature and start shooting out the cigarette. So at this point you then have to shoot enemies and kill them while distracted to get this trophy. The bronze 40-yard dash trophy requires you to slide along the floor using up all of the suit without actually overheating. So this is just one that you can do at any point in the game or in the challenges. Just hold down the slide button to start sliding around the room, and then let go just before the green bar runs out, and you will get the 40-yard dash trophy. Another bronze trophy that we have in the game is the hole-in-one trophy. Now this trophy requires you to destroy a chicane robot with a hand grenade. So the chicane robots, I believe, are these wall-looking robots that sort of deploy a wall barrier to hide behind. So if you just lob a grenade at the crowd of them when you see them for the first time, you'll get the hole-in-one trophy. Sort of no problems there, really. Next up we have yet another bronze trophy. There's quite a few bronze trophies in this game, and this is called the Piece by Piece trophy, and this requires you to destroy the arms, head and back of a KNRB-0 Argus robot. So you'll see these a few times throughout the game. So it's this one with the Argus core health bar. So just shoot out the golden weak points for the arms and legs, and it will eventually tear them off, and then you just finish off the enemy to get the trophy. The Smoke 'em if you got them trophy requires you to destroy 10 enemies distracted by a cigarette during one mission. So a great place to do this is this section of the level here towards the end of the game, where you get loads of enemies on this container. Just sit behind the barrier and start smoking. Once you throw the cigarette, quickly shoot as many of those enemies as you can, and then repeat the process until the bronze trophy unlocks. Easy. Next up we actually have a silver trophy, and this one is called the Hand of God, which requires you to destroy 2 Romanovs in a row using only melee attacks. And the best place to get this is in Act 5, Mission 1, as you can actually get it together with a bunch of the trophies. So play on casual to make it easier, and just use melee attacks to kill them. It'll take a while because you will have to wait for the suit to recharge, but once both are destroyed with only melee hits, you'll get that trophy. There's another silver trophy that we can get called a Heartbreaker, a Life Taker, which requires you to destroy 100 robots with melee attacks. So this one might take you a little while. You might get it on your second playthrough, but just always be aware of it when you're playing the game, actually, and just melee some of the smaller enemies when you get a chance, because otherwise you'll be in for a long grind for this afterwards. Next up we have a bronze trophy called Failure Breeds Success, and for this bronze trophy what we have to do is destroy 2 Argus robots in Act 2-3 while they are in bipedal mode. So this means standing upright like a human, in their human sort of looking form. So basically, to get the other one to stand up, you need to fail the QTE, quick time, when you're jumping on top of him. Just fail it, it'll throw you off, and then it'll stand upright. And that's the trick to getting that one done. Tightrope Walker, the bronze trophy, requires you to destroy 2 cannons in Act 3-3 and complete the mission. So this is the section of the game where the bridge is collapsing, but you'll notice as you're running along it, there are several cannons that you can shoot out. So just shoot those out and you'll get the Tightrope Walker bronze trophy. Next up, we have one of the more annoying trophies in the game. The Fisher is the Other Sam bronze trophy, which is another act specific one that occurs on 3-4, and you need to just proceed on the monorail without ever getting spotted by the troops or searchlights. So pick up the sniper rifles on the car that you're in, and as it's driving down the track, make sure you shoot out all of the searchlights that get highlighted by targets. Eventually you'll pass under a second bridge, and here you need to snipe out an enemy troop in a vehicle that's flying overhead. Do it in slow motion and kill him before he spots you, otherwise it will avoid the trophy and you have to restart from here. It is annoying because you don't get much time to actually shoot this enemy, so it may require multiple attempts before you get it. Another trophy called Fly Swatter requires you to kill all of the floating turrets in Act 3-4. So these enemies that are flying past in the distance near the end of the monorail section, just snipe them out and you'll get that trophy. And lastly, before the platinum, we have the only really skill-based trophy in the game, and that is of course the Gold Tactical Challenger trophy. So this is the trophy that makes the game originally a 9 out of 10 difficulty, just for this trophy alone, because beating all 6 of these combat challenges, in particular challenge 6, is really tough. But thankfully, like I talked about earlier in the video, we have that EMP grenade glitch, and that honestly makes this challenge a breeze because you can just keep stun locking all the enemies and take them out with relative ease. The bogeys at the very end of the challenge 6 are still dangerous and they can still kill you, but with this glitch you'll be able to get to that final round of that challenge consistently, and it won't be long before you actually beat the challenge. So I would definitely recommend just making use of this EMP grenade glitch. So remember, all you have to do to do it is throw down all 3 of your EMP grenades at the start of the challenge, or in the story you can use it there too, and then switch to your actual grenades, the ones that explode. And then when you throw one of those grenades, just immediately press left on the D-pad to swap grenades to the empty EMP grenades, and then as you're throwing it, it will actually turn that grenade into an EMP grenade, allowing you effectively infinite EMP grenades as long as you've got 3 hand grenades. So just keep doing that and those challenges will be really, really easy. And that's the biggest tip I can give you with these challenges. Just use that EMP grenade glitch. But yeah, please look at all my other videos on the challenges to see just exactly how I do it, where I go, and what weapons I'm using if you do struggle with any of them. So yeah, after that, that's all of the trophies unlocked, and you will get the shiny platinum trophy for your troubles. And if you've done that, then congratulations, because this is a fantastic game. So I guess all that's left to do is give my final rating of whether you should plat it, play it, or avoid it. And it is, of course, plat it, because this game is brilliant. I love it, and I've platinumed it twice now. I did it the hard way on PS3, but I definitely did it the easy way on PS4. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and I'll see you in my next one.